what would you say to someone who's still stuck in the past? How would you, I guess, guide them?
Is it worth it? That's what I would ask them. Is it worth it? Is it worth wondering what could have been and watching everything that you can possibly do now pass you by? Is it worth stressing yourself out of things that you should have changed when you have the ability to change them now? The what ifs will never get you anywhere in life. It's the what you do's.
Sounds
I
like
mean,
a huge
I
struggle.
just now got over that. Oh, it was strong. It was very, very strong. It wasn't just it came out, it was still embedded in me. I don't think people understand it takes a while to get back into civilian life. Not having the order and someone telling me what to do all the time really messed with my head for a while.
Wow, that must have been challenging though. To, I mean, you said just now you overcome it.
Oh, yeah. Because if I rely on somebody else, what am I going to get out of it? Yeah, I'll get their advice, but they're not going to be able to hold my hand. They're not going to always be there. So either I overcome it or I let it defeat me. Are you going to let anything defeat me?
I mean, how did you overcome it? You
I
have
went to a
a
therapist and I got the help I need. I used to be a very closed off person and bottle everything up and never talk to anybody and be frustrated. But, I realized it was time to ask for help. Oh, when I talked to my therapist, I didn't say, oh, I need your help. I said, like, be real with me. What can I do? And my therapist was amazing. Not all therapists are like this, but my therapist was like straight up, I'm going to tell you what you can do. You can take my advice, you can learn from my advice, or you could just tell me to fuck off. In the end, I'm just here to guide you. You can only take the steps that you need. And he was right. He would ask me how would I approach the situation. I would explain how I should approach the situation. And he's like, why are you even seeing me? You have the tools you need. Now you just need to put them in effect. Every so often, I still, reach out for help when things get stressful at home. But I know that I also have the tools and I don't need to rely on him.
you don't need to rely on him anymore.
No, in general, I don't need to rely on him. When things get really, really rough and I can't figure out a solution, that's when I'll call him up and be like, hey, can I get a session in? I've got things I need to try to figure out. And right now, I'm so overwhelmed, I can't figure it out. And we'll have one session maybe every 5 months, 6 months. Yeah, I know that I can't rely on him. He can't hold my hand and walk me through life. He can give me the steps and the tools to get through life, but if I don't utilize those steps or tools, I'm just going to be stuck forever in a world of sorrow and hate and anger, and that's not healthy.
If someone in front of you was a vet and is struggling with acceptance and moving on with the past, I think from vet to vet, what would you, I guess, say to him or want him or her
That's
to do?
that's the hard thing. When it comes to veterans, there's nothing you can say or do. It really is. I mean, you can always be there for them. You can say you'll be there for them, but the way our minds have been rewired to think and to work, it just the only thing you can do is be there for them. You can try to talk to them, but most vets won't talk about what happened. And if they do, they're only going to talk to another vet. You can try to get them the help, but if they're stubborn, they ain't going to want the help. Mental health in its own is such a foreign ideology to people, but yet we act like we understand every aspect of it, and we don't even understand a tenth of it. We'd rather just throw someone on a drug and say that this is going to fix the problem, when in reality it's not. You're just masking the problem. Oh, when you throw someone on antidepressants, yeah, sure, it helps with how they feel. But are you actually getting down to the root core of why they feel so depressed? Let me throw you on some Xanax. Okay? Every time you take a Xanax, you feel up. But the moment that Xanax wears out, you feel like shit. I think as the world, we need to better study mental health. And trying to help a vet is, I think, one of the main things we need to study, because it doesn't matter, if you saw combat or if you didn't see combat. There's so much trauma that you go through in the military. And I'm not saying it's all trauma. I want to make that perfectly clear. It's not all trauma, but there's a lot of stuff that you go through that changes the way you think, changes the way you socialize with people, changes the way you perceive the world. And then when you get out, it's like, hey, thanks for serving. Bye. Have a fun time trying to reintegrate back into civilian life, especially if you've seen combat. We're not meant to kill each other. We're really not. If you stop and think about it, we're really not built to kill each other. We're built to survive, but not just to go out to a battlefield and willingly kill each other. And then we have to live with that. We have to live with the fact that we took another life. And yes, we get told that you did it because it was your job. You did it to protect your brothers or sisters. You did it for this or this reason. But the people that usually are saying that don't have to live with that fact. And the ones that have done it, that say that, tell you also, like, it's hard. But sooner or later, you'll overcome it. Don't let it defeat you. And one of the things I hate getting asked the most is, how many people did you kill? That's like the most hardest thing you can ask anybody. And my response is always the same thing. I don't remember the amount of people I killed, I just remember the amount I saved and the amount I lost. Because that's what lives with us. It's not the amount of people that we killed. Yeah, they haunt our dreams, but it's the people that we lost. You lost overseas, you lost on home soil to suicide. That's the stuff that lives with you. Soil to suicide. That's the stuff that lives with you. The guilt that comes with that, knowing that they were brothers in arms and you could have maybe done something different or anything like that. That's what lives with you. In my world, I guess I should say, in my opinion, my perspective, because I can't speak for other vets. Every vet is different. Every vet has their vice and their demons. But I know survivor guilt is a big part of it. Survivor's guilt. You survived, others didn't. So you think about it constantly and you live with that fact.
So, what was your fact?
I've lost many friends. And the worst part is I lost more friends on home soil than I did overseas.